Ozempic, over $1,000 a month down to $199. Insulin capped at $35, enough to stop anyone who's been rationing doses. On February 5, 2026, TrumpRx.gov went live, promising Americans international drug prices. The headline numbers are real, but there's a design feature that changes who this program actually helps. GovFacts is nonpartisan. We go where the facts take us. Here's what this video covers: how TrumpRx deals work, who the program reaches, and, for most insured Americans, why the price you see may not be the price that helps you. TrumpRx.gov isn't a pharmacy, it's a search portal. Look up your drug, and if it's listed, the site redirects you to the manufacturer's own website to buy it with cash. The government never handles the medication. Think of it as a government price directory. The pricing principle is most favored nation pricing. The US shouldn't pay more for a drug than the lowest net price comparable wealthy nations pay. Net price means after all rebates, not the sticker. If Germany pays $60 for something that costs $300 here, MFN says that gap closes. That pricing principle isn't new. A similar rule in 2020 was blocked by courts for skipping the public comment process that federal law requires. The Biden-era Inflation Reduction Act went through Congress instead. Firmer legal ground. So the 2025 version went voluntary, backed by the threat of a 100% tariff. The first deal. September 30th, 2025. Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla in the Oval Office. 100% tariff already on the table. Pfizer agreed to 50% discounts and MFN pricing for Medicaid programs. In exchange, a 3-year tariff exemption. Bourla called the tariff a powerful tool that drove the decision. Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk followed in November 2025, bringing the program to drugs millions were already paying for out of pocket. Ozempic fell to $199 a month, injectable Wegovy to $199, and the Wegovy pill to $149 if approved. Zepbound to $299. Insulin capped at $35. 17 manufacturers signed by April, 86% of the branded market. Every TrumpRx purchase is cash pay only. That single design feature determines who benefits and who doesn't. The biggest winners are Americans without insurance, paying full retail with no leverage. For them, $199 for Ozempic isn't just a discount. For the patient skipping doses to make a prescription last, it's the first time that number clears their budget. High-deductible patients may also see real savings. For the vast majority of insured Americans, there's a catch. TrumpRx is cash pay. That purchase lives outside your plan. It doesn't count towards your deductible, the annual threshold that triggers fuller coverage, or your out-of-pocket maximum. Pay less per pill today, fall short of that threshold, pay more overall. Here's a concrete example. Xeljanz. That rheumatoid arthritis drug lands at $3,600 a month on TrumpRx, after a 40% discount. If you're commercially insured, your copay for the same prescription is $0 to $20. For Medicaid patients, it's near zero, a real discount. Still out of reach. That math looks different depending on who you ask. Pharma, the industry's main lobby, calls MFN foreign price controls that will drain investment in new medicines. AARP commended the administration for standing up to the big drug companies. Independent analysts put the program's real-world impact on insured consumers at little to no effect, a finding the confidential deal terms make impossible to confirm. Post-launch analyses found several TrumpRx drugs still priced higher than in comparable countries, some still well above what comparable countries pay. More than half the listed medications already have or will soon have cheaper generics on platforms like GoodRx and cost-plus drugs. For uninsured Americans and those on high-deductible plans before they hit their threshold, the TrumpRx discounts are real. For the vast majority who are insured, the program changes little, and using it instead of your plan can cost you more by year's end. Whether the discounts actually live up to the most favored nation name, the government hasn't said.